Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Wednesday, and honestly, it is a beautiful day outside, but I have been glued to my screen trying to make sense of these new spoilers. I am running on way too much coffee right now, and my brain is a little fried, so bear with me. We have some heavy stuff to talk about for tomorrow's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, airing July 16th, 2026. Let's just dive right into this mess. So, let's start with the absolute corporate circus happening over at Forrester Creations. If you have been watching lately, you know that the entire Forrester family is basically in full meltdown mode because of the Logan fashion show. Hope Logan Spencer completely defected, took Deke Sharp with her, and launched Hope by Logan right out from under them. And it was a massive, massive hit. It completely hijacked the press. So what did Eric Forrester and Ridge Forrester do? They panicked. They actually paused the launch of Eric's highly anticipated haute couture collection because they were so terrified of competing with the media frenzy that Katie and Hope created. But now, according to the spoilers for Thursday, July 16th, the strategy is changing again. And honestly, it gives me whiplash. The spoilers say that Forrester Creations is now gearing up to debut Eric's haute couture collection after all, in a desperate hope to draw the spotlight away from Logan. But what are they actually thinking? I mean, really, what are they thinking? The rival fashion house has literally got the press buzzing nonstop. The media is eating up the drama, especially the family feud aspect with Brooke Logan Forrester smashing monitors and declaring Katie her #1 enemy. The press loves a train wreck. So Eric and Ridge think that just putting on a fancy runway show is going to make everyone forget that the golden child of Forrester just stabbed them in the back. It might just invite more comparisons. It might just give the media more fuel to talk about how Forrester is bleeding talent. But Eric is a proud man, and Ridge is just, well, Ridge is Ridge. He's furious, he's punching Bill Spencer in the face, and he's demanding loyalty from everyone. So they are pushing forward with this collection. But let's pivot to the real emotional meat of tomorrow's episode, because the corporate stuff is just the backdrop for the absolute mess happening in these characters' personal lives. Let's talk about Electra Forrester and Will Spencer. You guys, I am so torn on this couple. I really am. A few episodes ago, we saw Will completely lose his mind and beat RJ Forrester to a bloody pulp at the beach house. Will was drowning in guilt over keeping Katie's corporate secrets, and he just snapped. Electra was horrified. She threw her necklace at him, she packed her bags, and she moved out. She told him it was over, and Ridge has been breathing down her neck ever since, acting like this overbearing, hypocritical dictator, demanding that she stay away from Will forever. But the spoilers for tomorrow show that Electra is back at the Forrester mansion, and she is heavily conflicted, because of course she is. You don't just turn off your feelings for someone overnight. She is sitting there, probably staring at her phone, just agonizing over her feelings, and Will is doing the exact same thing. He is howling at the moon, completely desperate to get her back. So Will does what any soap opera male lead does when they mess up. He shows up to try and win her heart back. Again. And I have to say, part of me wants them to work it out. Will was put in an impossible position by his parents. Bill and Katie basically forced him to lie to his girlfriend for the sake of the Spencer family business. They told him it was just business, but it ruined his life. So Will shows up at the Forrester mansion, and he is pleading with Electra. He is pouring his heart out. He is trying to explain that he was just trying to be loyal to his family, but he loves her, and he wants to fix it. And you can just see Electra crumbling. She wants to forgive him. She really, really does. I mean, RJ is hovering around trying to play the good guy, but let's be real, RJ is just capitalizing on Will's mistake. Electra's heart is with Will. It looks like she might actually fall right back into his arms. But wait, because this is the bold and the beautiful, and we can't have a simple reconciliation. Suddenly, they are interrupted, and it's not RJ. It's not Melissa Dillon, who we know is secretly crushing on Will and having weird hallucination dreams about him. No, it is the patriarch himself. Eric Forrester walks in. And Eric is not playing around right now. Eric has been on an absolute tear lately. Remember, he just fired Donna, his own wife, and publicly humiliated her by escorting her out of the building just because she kept Katie's secret. Eric is demanding absolute, blind loyalty right now. So Eric walks in on Will and Electra, and he drops a shocking, ruthless ultimatum. The spoilers say Eric demands that Will stay the hell away from the Forrester family. And that explicitly includes Electra. Just boom, a total banishment. Eric is looking at Will, the son of Bill Spencer, the kid who just beat up his grandson RJ, and he is drawing a massive line in the sand. He tells Will he is not welcome. He tells him to get out and never come near Electra again. And honestly, the hypocrisy of the Forrester men right now is just astounding to me. It really is. Eric is acting like the Spencers are these violent, untrustworthy monsters. But Ridge literally just went to Bill's office and punched him in the face. Ridge has a history of violence. Eric has a history of keeping secrets and forcing Donna to keep his secrets. But when a Spencer does it, suddenly they are banished from the kingdom. It is so frustrating to watch, but it makes for great TV. So how does Will react? This is the interesting part. A few days ago, Will might have snapped. He might have yelled. He might have thrown a punch. He admitted to Katie that he feels out of control of his temper. But tomorrow, I don't think Will is going to get violent. I think this ultimatum from Eric is going to be a massive wake-up call for him. Will is going to realize that throwing a tantrum is only going to prove Eric and Ridge right. If he wants Electra back, he can't just beg her, he has to prove himself. He has to prove to Electra and to her entire snobby family that he is a good man, that he is not just his father's son. He has to show that he can control his anger and that he is worthy of her, so I think Will is going to take the hit. He is going to accept the ultimatum for now, but he is going to make a silent vow to fight for her the right way. It's going to be a long road for Will, you guys, a really long road. And with Melissa Dillon waiting in the wings, who knows if he will actually stay on the straight and narrow. Okay, let's shift gears completely, because we have to talk about the other major storyline happening tomorrow, and this one is just absolutely heartbreaking. I am talking about Daphne Rose Walton and Carter Walton. If you read the spoilers from earlier this week, you know that Daphne went to the doctor because she and Carter have been trying to get pregnant for months with no luck. They just wanted a baby so badly. Carter has wanted to be a father for years. We all know his history. He has been through so much heartbreak. He was with Quinn. He was with Paris. He was with Katie. None of it worked out. Finally, he finds Daphne, they get married, and they are ready to build this beautiful family. And then, tragedy strikes. Daphne's regular doctor had an emergency, so Dr. Lee Finnegan stepped in. And Lee had to deliver the most devastating news a woman trying to conceive can hear. Daphne is suffering from early menopause. She is infertile. She cannot have a biological child. And I just have to pause here and say the fans on social media are already going crazy with theories about this. Why was Lee Finnegan the one to deliver the news? Lee is always in the middle of some crazy hospital drama. Remember when she saved Finn? Remember all the stuff with Sheila? A lot of fans are wondering if Lee somehow mixed up the files. Is it possible Daphne isn't actually infertile? Is it a misdiagnosis? It happens on soaps all the time. But for now, in the reality of the show, the diagnosis is real. And Daphne is completely, utterly shattered. The spoilers for Thursday show that Daphne is still reeling from this diagnosis. She is in a state of shock. Lee told her that there are other options, like adoption or surrogacy, but Daphne is so deep in her grief that she can't even process those words right now. She doesn't want to hear about options. She just feels broken. She feels like her body has betrayed her. And worse than that, she feels like she is failing Carter. And this is where it just gets so emotional. Daphne knows she cannot hide this from her husband. She has to go home and look the man she loves in the eye and tell him that she cannot give him the child they have been dreaming of. Tomorrow, we are going to see that conversation. Daphne is finally going to tell Carter about the heartbreaking infertility diagnosis. I am already preparing myself to cry, honestly. Because Lawrence St. Victor and Muriel Hilaire are going to act the hell out of this scene. Carter is going to come home, probably smiling, maybe bringing her flowers, completely unaware that his entire world is about to shift. And Daphne is going to have to break it to him. How is Carter going to react? Well, Carter is a good man. He is one of the most decent guys on the show. I do not believe for 1 second that he is going to leave her or stop loving her. He is going to hold her, and he is going to cry with her, and he is going to tell her that they will get through this together. But the spoilers tease that Carter and Daphne are going to face a major emotional turning point as they rethink their future together. And that tells me that while Carter will be supportive, the grief is going to take a toll. They might strongly disagree on what this means for their family moving forward. Carter might immediately want to jump into researching surrogacy or adoption. He might want to fix the problem. That is what guys do, right? They want to fix it. But Daphne might need time to mourn the loss of her biological child. She might feel inadequate if they use a surrogate. What if she suggests they use someone they know as a surrogate? I mean, Melissa Dillon is floating around right now, and she used to be Daphne's assistant. Could Dillon end up being a surrogate for them? That would be wild, especially with all the RJ and Will drama she is involved in. Or maybe Carter will struggle more than he lets on. He might try to be strong for Daphne, but deep down, he will be mourning his own dream. This is going to be a very difficult chapter for them. It is going to test the absolute foundation of their marriage. Steffy has been a great friend to Daphne through this, which is nice to see since Steffy is usually so wrapped up in her own corporate wars and Sheila drama. It's nice to see Steffy just being a supportive friend. But at the end of the day, Daphne and Carter have to navigate this dark tunnel together. So, just to recap the absolute chaos we are walking into tomorrow, Eric and Ridge are desperately trying to save face by launching a fashion show that might just blow up in their faces. Electra is crying over Will is begging for forgiveness, and Eric is playing the tyrannical grandfather, banishing Will from the property. Will is going to have to figure out how to be a better man if he ever wants to see Electra again. And meanwhile, in the saddest corner of Los Angeles, Daphne is going to shatter Carter's heart with her medical news, forcing them to completely reimagine what their happily ever after looks like. It is a lot, you guys. It is a really heavy episode. I am exhausted just talking about it. But you know I will be watching every single second of it. What do you guys think? Do you think Eric is completely out of line for giving Will that ultimatum? Or is he right to protect Electra after Will got violent? Do you think Will can actually change and prove himself? And what about Daphne and Carter? Do you think they will survive this, or is this going to drive a permanent wedge between them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I need to go refill my coffee cup before my brain completely shuts down. Thanks for reading my ramblings, and I will catch you guys after the episode airs.